Hi guys, it's Hazeltail, and today I'm going to be doing the first part of a new series. I've been needing to declutter my makeup and just get rid of the stuff that's old and that I don't use, so that's what I'm doing today. Today I'm going to be doing primers, concealers, and then cream and liquid highlights. And I'm going to be sorting this into makeup I'm keeping, makeup that I'm definitely throwing away, and then makeup that I'm going to see if my friends want, and if they don't want it, it can go in the garbage. I'll start right here. This is my Yes to Cucumbers natural sunscreen, SPF 30, I believe. This breaks me out, so I am not going to keep it, but I will see if someone else wants it. Here we have the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This I don't like at all. I don't know. I've heard it's similar to the Smashbox Photo Ready, but I don't like that either. They're both just too slick on my skin. So I'm gonna ask my friends if they want that, and I'm actually gonna move those products over here in the corner. Next we have the Murad Mattifying Primer. This is super old, and it feels empty. Not that I would want to use it after all this time. I remember liking this, but it's been so long that I don't really remember. So this is going in the trash. Here we have my Urban Decay B6 Prep Spray. I love this stuff. I use this all the time. It's very refreshing on the skin. I'm going to keep that. And then a similar product is the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. I don't like the sprayer, like the way the spray comes out as much as the Urban Decay one, but I still like this. So I'm going to keep this as well. And I use both of those on their own and under foundation. Here is just a sample of a moisturizer from Jack Black. It is the Double Duty Face Moisturizer. I would use this as a primer, and I'm going to keep this just to try it. And here we have a sample of the Smashbox Photo Ready. Like I said earlier, I'm not into this, but I think this sample is still good, so I'm going to give it to a friend. This is my last face primer. It is a sample of the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. Now, I really like this primer. I've had it in the full size before, but this particular tube has gone bad. I've already checked this one, so it's gonna go in the garbage. Then as far as eye primers go, I have the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I think this one might have turned bad. Yeah, it's like really oily and separated, so I'm gonna throw this away. Then I have a tube of the Bare Minerals Prime Time, but this tube is kind of gunked up on the tip, which makes me think I don't really want to use this anymore, so it's gonna go in the garbage. Then we have my Everyday Eyeshadow Primer, the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. I really like this one, and it is super inexpensive, and you only need a tiny, tiny bit, so I'm definitely keeping this. Here we have a Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. I think this is a sample size, and it came with my unzipped palette that I got around the holidays. But I also really like this eyeshadow primer. It's pretty similar to the Milani one, so I'm keeping this. Then we have some concealers that I know are either empty or dried out. I have this one from CoverGirl. I believe it was the CoverGirl True Match, but as you can see, it's so old, all of the writing is worn off. So that is going in the garbage. Then I have this Revlon Color Stay Concealer in Fair. For a while, this became too dark for me, and so I think it went bad, and this container was mostly empty anyway, so I'm going to get rid of it. But my skin has been getting a little tiny bit darker lately, so I'm going to go to the drugstore and see if this color will work for me again. My last liquid concealer is the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer in Fair. This is my everyday concealer, and I love it. I've loved it for a long time, and I am going to be keeping that. Then I have 3 concealers from Jordana. They're all the Undercover Stick Concealer, I believe is what it's called. These 2 are in the color 02, which is a little too dark, and this is in the color 01, which is also too dark. And all of these are fairly old, so I'm just gonna throw them away. Then I have the NYX Waterproof Concealer, and this is in their lightest shade. I believe it's called Fair or Light, number 1. I really like this concealer. It's actually light enough for me. It has decent coverage, but it's twisted all the way up. There's no more product, so I'm gonna throw this away. Then I have a Sonia Kashuk concealer. This is in the shade Dawn. It's their stick concealer. This shade is not quite right for me. It's a little too yellow, but the consistency is still nice, so I'm gonna give that to one of my friends. Then I have this very strange stick concealer from Flower Beauty. Let me bring it to the center. It's got several different colors in it. You take the top one off and drop it. You put it in the bottom and it raises the next color. I only ever used the very lightest color out of this and it wasn't that great, so I am just gonna toss this. Then the very last stick concealer I have is this green one from Palladio. I used to use this more. I don't really use it anymore. It's very pigmented. I'll give it that. It's almost too pigmented for me to use as a color corrector. So I think I'm gonna give it to one of my friends because it still feels creamy and nice, just too pigmented for my skin. Then I have two Benefit concealers. One is a duo of Boing and Eyebright, and the other is just Boing by itself. Boing is like a skin tone concealer, and Eyebright is a pinky tone. This one is in shade 2, and I don't think Eyebright has any shades. These are completely stiff and dried up, so I'm gonna toss this. This one, I believe, is in shade 1, but it is completely dried up, just like the other one. I got a little bit of color off, but not much. So this one's going in the garbage as well. Then I have a L'Oreal True Match concealer. It is one of their powder concealers in, I think, the lightest shade. This I don't use anymore, but it's still good. It has somewhat decent coverage, so I'm gonna give that away. The last concealer I have here is Bare Minerals Well Rested powder. It's for the under eyes. I really enjoy this. It cancels out dark circles, and I'm going to be hanging on to this. Now everything else is a highlight except this one product. This is a cream blush that I never use, and it's dried up. It's from Avon. I believe it is called A Touch of Tea. I don't know, it's going in the trash. Then I have two of the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whips. The lighter one is in Spotlight, and this sort of beigey one is in, I believe, Lilac Petal. I really like Spotlight. Lilac Petal is a little bit too dark for me, but these are both really old. I'd probably repurchase Spotlight, this one, and not the other one, but these have to go in the trash because they're super oily when I open them. Then I have a stick highlight from e.l.f. It is in Spotlight, the same shade as the Shimmering Facial Whip. I really like this. Like under powder, it leaves a nice shimmer to the skin. I don't know if you can see that. I like it a lot, and I'm going to be hanging on to this. Then I have a little sample of Benefit What's Up. This is actually too dark for me, but I would like to show you what it looks like. It's a similar color to the Lilac Petal from the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip. It gives a nice shine. Again, I hope you can see that. And this is going to be going to one of my friends. Now this very last product, I'm not sure what it is, if it is a highlight or if it's a concealer. It's from Bare Minerals. It's called Stroke of Light. It's not really in a good color for me. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, it is a good color for me, so I'm going to hang on to this and play with it. Seems more like a concealer than a highlight. And that is everything. I'm just going to be keeping these things right here. These are all going to go in the trash, and these are going to be given to my friends. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please let me know by leaving me a thumbs up or a comment. That always makes my day. And if you do like this series, there are going to be more videos coming, so just watch out for those. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye.